We're live. Cool. Hello, hey, hi. This is Dar Amadura, MH1, West, whatever. I'm here with you with a proposition today. So, if you haven't managed to figure out already, I love Monster Hunter. It was my lifeblood for many, many years, still is to some extent. And I've been through, haven't completed every generation, but have dabbled my hands across many different games over the years, across the Monster Hunter series. Started with 4U, kind of went back and forth between the modern games and then the older games, and then just having a good time with both. And you know what? One of the best things that I think, well, at least one of my favorite things, I'm not sure if it's the best thing about Monster Hunter, but one of the favorite things that I have come back to time and time again, this no matter the game, is, well, maybe besides one, but besides the point, one of the things that I've come back to the most is armor set building. Now, I know that's a really specific thing, and I know that isn't like everyone's cup of tea for when you're enjoying Monster Hunter. Sometimes you just like it for the combat, especially for the monster design, for like the deep lore that is hidden in there somewhere. Thank you, Band Geikers, and others. I think that Monster Hunter does a lot of things pretty well, and one of those things, for me at least, happens to be making a bunch of different equipment sets. Or builds, a lot of people call them these days too. So, what I propose to you guys, I am going to go on a rant. I don't know how long it's going to be. Maybe editor me will put it in post on the screen here, or you could just see the length of the video. I'm gonna go on a rant. I'm gonna go through a journey with you guys. Not a rant, a journey with you guys. Through all the different Monster Hunter games that I have put serious time into, and just, even if I've only progressed to a certain point in like low rank village for some of the games, or if I've literally completed all the gotten like through master rank and gotten like to the upper echelon of like all the title updates for some of the games and stuff, or just put literally just like a couple hundred or even 1,000 hours into the game, like I did with like 4U or Generations Ultimate, Rise. I want to go through my journey through Monster Hunter in the perspective of how I've been doing a lot of the armor pieces. I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of catalog like how I've gone about doing a lot of things in Monster Hunter, in terms of just kind of experiments, and depending on the game, depending on the set, all of them have kind of a story. Some of them are shorter stories than others, but some of them are more interesting, and I think I'd like to go into at least some detail about that. So, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do that. But I think one thing that I want to get out of the way beforehand is something that I've used a lot during, especially like some of the older Monster Hunter games. I say older, but I'm talking about even as recent as like Generations Ultimate. This tool has been really handy for getting through a lot of the different, just like experiments with different builds and stuff. And the one tool that I want to show off, there's a bunch of different tools online. You can go search up Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate or 4 Ultimate or whichever Monster Hunter game, even as recently as Rise, Armor Set Search, Armor Set Search. That will give you a myriad of different tools that will help you kind of like narrow down builds. This works in both. This method of like searching for tools and stuff works for both like older games and newer games too. But the one thing I have found that has helped me the most, especially with the older games, because I don't think this exists for newer games, maybe World, but I don't think it exists for Rise, is something called Athena's Armor Set Search. Now this is a tool that I've used in a lot of different things. I'm going to show you guys how to do it and how to use it. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of comprehensive guides on how to go about like making your own armor sets and stuff. If you are interested in going about doing that for yourself, I think, especially for games up to Generations of Ultimate, because this tool is technically available for as early as Freedom, which is like really far back, like the first Monster Hunter PSP game. This tool has been around for a while. It was around when the original Minecraft forums were a thing, and they are very, very, very cool. So this is going to be just me going through. Let me go ahead and clear some of these settings. But yeah, this is just going to be me showing how I use Athena's Armor Set Search. Don't mind the abbreviation that they have up there, cheeky. But what this allows you to do, is you can go through and for whatever area of the game you're at, let's say you've already gotten, this is for Ultimate and 4G specifically. Let's say you have already gotten through all of G rank, all of the caravan quests, and you want to make like a general like Blade Master build. So you can go through these boxes under the skills. You can search for literally any skill that you want. You can search through this. You can filter it down to like offensive ones, and then it just shows that. Let's go ahead and make just a quick like attack up, weakness exploit, freaking artillery expert. Let's make a charge build real quick. And then let's say like razor sharp, sure. And then you can filter down a lot of different parts of this search, or you can expand on it. One way you can filter them down is, or sort them even, is by how many extra skills they have, like different, like how many of the armors are, like armor pieces are from the same like family, like Brachidio's X arm, Brachidio X waist, stuff like that. And then defenses. You can use this will be for like for specific charms. You can choose to use no charms, your own list of charms, which you can actually like throw into this separate window over here, and you can just add like a attack for 3 slots, add new, and then it's just right there. Easy pickings. I don't think I actually have this specific charm, but for the sake of arguments, let's say we do. So that, and you can just like sort them by the skills, move them around, and then for you specifically, you can also like add in the different relic weapons and armor pieces that you have too, which I think is pretty nice addition. It's not applicable for any other Monster Hunter, but I think it's pretty nice that they have this option, especially for some of the like rare skills like Benediction, really popular one. Where is it? Honed Blade, which is attack up large and sharpness +1. That one's really good. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit quick search. And you can already see that out of all the different combinations of armors, there's already like 250. And then you can scroll through, and depending on what charm you have, like let's say we use the charm that we put in just now. I don't think I have it, but then it shows you combinations of different armor pieces and decorations that you can use to make this build work. And you can like adjust the maximum weapon equip slots, and then that blows up the solutions found to that. You can like narrow it down to like first 1,000, or you can do like something else for that. But yeah, because main armor slots would be more armor slots would be a great way to do that as well. But yeah, and then charm, and then if you wanted to really get into the nitty-gritty, if you wanted to do something like fashion or something, this is where the advanced search comes into play. So what you can do is you have a list of all the different armor pieces and decorations that are put into the search that are in like the compatible list, and you can go ahead and if you want to narrow it down even more, or introduce new armor sets new armor parts that you think would be good for like a fashion build or something like that, you can select specific ones. You can select only like a specific like armor piece. You can do and you can just reset it to default to let's just go ahead do like assurance, like 3 pieces of assurance, and then right off the bat you only have combinations that have those specific things you did in the advanced search. I think that's pretty neat, especially for like fashion hunting. This is a godsend for fashion hunting too, and this is something exclusive to the For You Athena's armor set search. Is you can actually like preview the what the armor set looks like too. Again, back to fashion hunting, really freaking cool. And then you can actually, I believe there's a setting. Yeah, you can change like male or female, and then you have what it looks like for a female avatar. And then yeah, this is. And then yeah, you can just go through and you can go ham with this. It shows all you can choose from all the different armor combinations in the book, and you can, if there is a charm that will make this set work, and if there is a specific like relic armor that you have that will make the set work, you can find a combination for it. Now, granted, you can't have like all this, and then adrenaline, and then challenge plus 2, and then like I don't know, ally stuff. Like that is way too specific. I don't think an armor set like that would even exist in the game without cheats, I think. But yeah, because if the more specific you get, though, longer it will take to try and search for a set. I won't let this go on for a whole while for that. But yeah, that's just because it goes through literally every combination of armor, decorations, talismans, available relics, everything in the game. And then you can adjust for like allow bat skills, allow Japanese only DLC for like 4G. You can do all sorts of different stuff. This right here is the crux of a lot of especially the portal games. I think the tool is available. Let me go ahead and throw up the tab here. Don't mind me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thankfully the links were kept on the Monster Hunter Fandom wiki. Hopefully this ads won't be too bad. But yeah, so you can download the specific iterations of the tools for any game you like that are available here. All the Freedom and portable games, 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate generations, GU, and then 1 iteration for World. I haven't tested the one for World because the whole armor system with that is a little finicky, but let's see, World Armor Set Search. Let's see. I think this one might be good. Oh, yeah. No, this one's a good one too. So I haven't messed around with this one specifically for World, but it allows you to search for like a specific level of skill for however many you want. You can do like the different weapon skills that are available in World, the different level slots. You can do a bunch of different stuff, and then once you're done with it, you can go ahead and hit search, and it will search for you. Not sure what's okay. So yeah, okay, and then yeah, it just shows you it's a little less flexible than Athena's armor set search, but for given the differences between the Monster Hunter World skill system and like all the Monster Hunter games before that, I'd say this is a very good compromise, and props to the team who were behind this as well, because not only did they do it for World, they did it for Rise as well. It's pretty much the same thing. You go through, you select specific skills, shock absorber, version, load shells. This is just a nonsense build, but you can search it, and then with both of these as well, I have it so that it includes curious crafting as well, which is really nice. You can go in here and you can add an armor set, and that way you can keep track of it, all the different armor sets that you can make with all the charms you can put in as well. It's a similar system to Athena's armor set search. You can select a skill, how many points, slots, and then you have just a list of all the things you can do with that. It can get a little wordy, well, just a lot on the screen if you have like a lot, but it's a really good resource for like keeping track of like your custom equipment for that stuff. I am not sure if there's really an equivalent for that for custom equipment in World, hardly. Maybe besides, well, even then, the Sappy weapons are a different thing altogether. But yeah, this is updated as of Fatalis. This is updated as of Primal Malzeno because of where is it? Blood Awakening? Yes. Okay, so both of these are updated fully. So if you're looking for armor set search for specifically the newer games, they have you covered for that as well. So yeah, that is my brief explanation. I say brief, but it's already been like 20 minutes. Gosh. For specifically the armor set search and the ways you can make your own armor sets for this stuff. And I think what we're going to move on to next is going to be a good old-fashioned look through all the different games that I have available. This will be a combination of games that I own on my PC. I own all of these games myself through one form or another. But I'll be showing this through my computer. I have my PS2 and Wii hooked up down here that are feeding directly into this. I have some Uncle Jim Tendo ways of playing these games on a computer that I will refrain from using, but I think you know where I'm going with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start at the very beginning. I have a save for Monster Hunter 1. Let's go ahead and boot it up. Alrighty. So we have been moved over to the PS2 dimension, where we will be taking a look at Monster Hunter 1. Now, I will admit, this is a playthrough I originally had a playthrough on PC that I got through almost through the entire village story on Monster Hunter 1, at least. I was able to get it set up with the private online servers and everything. That was about like 50 hours or so. I've lost that save file, but I was able to build it back up again. Ended up getting my own disk for it and everything, and we're at the point now with this current save file. It's on my PS2. About 47 hours, as you can see. This is the one I've done the most online play with. I've gotten through almost all the village. I beat the village. Rastlos is the latest my escapades through that. I don't. No, wait, I did do I think I did do novels, didn't I? Okay, I'm gonna check that real quick. No, I didn't, because I got the hero sword, but I didn't do the I didn't actually go through and do the novels. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go through how it works for Monster Hunter 1. Monster Hunter 1 is freaking weird, by the way. In a good way, I feel like. Because, this game has invisible skill points. And what I mean by that is the armor set system as it exists, even in, like, Monster Hunter, like, Freedom, it's not here. It's not there. You cannot see what skill points are available on each armor set. Technically, they're not even really a thing, like, because you can still do, like, matching armor sets of, like, 3 or 4 of the pieces, and you will get a specific skill bonus, like, let's see, I think this one is just the leather armor, light belt, and green pants. And this one gives you can see in the skills over here, there's no like skill points or anything, but you can see that it gives you a skill tool saver. And the quirky thing with this game, you can't find out what skills or which armor combinations gives you certain skills until you actually make them and buy them. So, well, I mean, in vanilla. I mean, of course, thankfully there is resources online that are very instrumental in bridging the gap for those who just don't have the time to sink into going into this completely blind, which if you do, like, to, honestly. But, yeah, because then you have this combination of, like, the Hunter's Helm, some of the battle gear, and this mixed set. Mixed sets do still exist in this game. It's just, they're very weird in going about it. I'd say very interesting way of going about it for their first time around, because a lot of the full armor sets that you can make, or at least parts of the armor sets, will still give you the skills. I'll show you an example of this, but then there's mixed sets like these, which are two of the hunters' armor pieces, and then 3 of the battle gear for that. Completely unrelated, but they give you a specific set of skills. And it's like those pieces of armor specifically. Like if I swap out the Hunter's Helm with the battle helm, like it won't work. This game is very picky and choosy about a lot of different things with that. Okay, so I believe. Okay, yeah, and there's also no sorting. Yeah, that's another thing with this game. There's no automatic sorting like there is in some of the other games. There is only this one, like, page for equipments, and only one page for items too, I should add. So you can't save any equipment sets. That got introduced in either G or Freedom. Can't remember which. But like, for instance, let me go ahead and remove that. Because I was actually able to get this full Rathian armor through my escapades in, especially online. I was able to meet with a lot of different folks, just go through Hub and just kind of do quests to rank up the HR points, rank up. Rathian was a pretty good way to go about it. Plus, it had some pretty sweet armor too, because you got the defense. You can't upgrade armor in this game too, But as you can see here, there's the provocation and health plus 20. I think provocation is equivalent to like taunt in the other games where monsters are more likely to either keep aggro on you or just like aggro onto you more often. I forget what it is in this game specifically. But then you don't even need the full set to benefit from to get these skills, because I believe it's this. Yes, so it's only the male Vambraces and Greaves that give you this specific skill list of skills. So you can like experiment with like different head pieces and waist pieces to kind of. I mean, it's the fact that fashion hunting was something that you could do in the first Monster Hunter game and still have some skills behind it is ridiculous. I mean, even despite how far we've come since game 1 for this is still really cool. That even with how dense and like have to look up the wiki for a lot of stuff for this, or just like ask around on Discord, stuff like that. Like, even despite the limitations that this game provides for that, it still lets you make your own armor set, have a little bit of freedom of choice for like how you want to present yourself for that, even if you're going after specific skills and stuff. I think that's pretty darn neat myself. Yeah, and it's something that the dynamic of how you can customize your fashion and your armor while also going for specific skills. This like ebb and flow of like, oh, you can customize your fashion like unrestricted, like in cases like Sunbreak, or oh, you can only go for these specific skills, but you have to get a clown suit to do it, like it is in games like Monster Hunter 1 and some of the older Monster Hunter games. If you wanted to go for specific skills, then Ashton is just like out the window for that. But I like finding a balance between the two, because even since day one, because this is a Japanese version of this, there's no, I don't think there'd be any differences for this side of things for American Monster Hunter 1, because there is some differences, but I don't think this would be one of them. That balance between prioritizing fashion hunting over optimal skills and defense and other things like that, that balance, I love that balance. I think that's a really interesting aspect of Monster Hunter that doesn't get talked about a lot, but I think it's really freaking cool. And it was present since day one, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. Yeah, Monster Hunter 1, very kooky game, and it only gets kookier from here, in a different direction, of course. But yeah, that's Monster Hunter 1. I believe next up on the chopping block is Freedom 1, which I do actually have a save file for. I will go ahead and record it through my PC. As much as I can record it through the PSP directly, it's a little less than ideal. I was able to get it set up on my PC. The PS2, just moving memory around for that between this and PC is a bit of a process, so I think it's just cool to record it from the PS2 itself. So that's what I do for that. But next up, again, is going to be Freedom 1 for the PSP. Okay, yeah, that's a little more tolerable on the volume. Okay, so then, Monster Hunter Portable. Very interesting first foray into the handheld market for you'll have to excuse some of the textures on this. It seems it's not terribly happy with Freedom in particular, but we'll just work with that. Hopefully it won't be too unpleasant. Okay, this is gonna be. Oh yeah, no, it does. Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, you know what? Okay. Okay, give me 1 sec to troubleshoot this. God, no, the poor Pookie! Okay, alright, we'll be right back. Okay, so, for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and move on to Monster Hunter 2 for now. I have no idea what's going on with Freedom 1. It just does not like being on my rendition of the Uncle Sony's PSP Deluxe, as they say. But the long and short of that one is Freedom 1 takes what G introduced, which was actually like being able to view the skill system and everything, and like what skills would be available from each armor. There was still no slots or anything, no decorations or anything in Monster Hunter G or Freedom, but there was still. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, so I'll stay here. But Freedom took what G did. Did a little bit of finagling with the skill system too. It's still kind of different than G, even though it's supposed to be a port. Freedom does a lot of its own quirky little things. I might get into that in like another video once I can actually record it. Because I really don't feel like getting out. Could I get out the PSP? I'm gonna get out the PSP. Alright, here we go. So, alright, we got the PSP hooked up with the AV out. We're gonna do a little bit of Freedom shenanigans. Because I think this game is pretty interesting. So, let's get right into it. Let's see. Do I have to adjust anything for the aspect ratio? I hope not, because that'd be really freaking inconvenient. Ugh. Okay. Let's go ahead and blow this up a bit. This is gonna be so bad. Okay, and then let's do that. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be. Whew. I forgot how recorded this thing was. Let's see. I'm trying to match this up with OBS real quick. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Shrink the camera a little bit. Okay. This should be much less, much more compatible with just recording and stuff than just PSP. For whatever reason, I thought I tested it earlier. Saw a little something. I didn't think it would be that bad. So yeah, I ended up putting in like 60 hours. I can't tell from here. But let's go ahead and blow this up a bit too on my end. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna go through because there's a couple sets that I made in here. Even again, they've been mostly. I was able to use Athena's armor set search with this one, which helped a little bit, but then that one's a little finicky with how it handles high rank stuff too, and G rank equipment as well. Because the way they do it in this iteration is a little different than because Freedom and G were the first games to have like an expansion like G rank and everything too. So instead of yeah, because instead of like if you wanted low rank, it's just like Wrathlost Helm, and then high rank would be like Wrathlost Helm Plus, and then Wrathlost Helm S is like G rank. So the way they did it in Freedom is a little wonky, but the system is more or less improved upon in this game just by being able to see what armors build. Like this one has like Fear and Protection, Sword Sharpener, Psychic, and and then there's a bunch. I have a bunch of torso that's for that, which basically is whatever is on your chest piece, multiply it by 2, and then this game, it's actually multiplicative in this game, because the thing with this game, traditionally in the other Monster Hunter games, if you have a system that has torso up, that means that that armor set will basically copy whatever is in the chest piece. Now, I believe this game breaks the norm by having it stacked multiplicative. Like, well, I could just be talking out my butt here. 15. Oh no, it acts the same way. It acts the same way. Okay, it's just the skill points are a little weird. Okay, so ignore what I just said earlier, because I had no idea what I was talking about for a bit. I was under a false assumption that it was a little different in this game. It's not. It's the way it's always been. Torso up. Basically, it copies all the positive and negative skills of your chest armor, and then applies that to your total. Like, it basically copies the chest armor. So that way you can have like 4 pieces of torso up in this case as early as like low rank village even, because you got the black belt from the arena quests, you got Velocity Tacit, you got Cephalos Greaves. That's 4 pieces of torso up in low rank below. Now that also means that your defense is a little on the lacking side, but that's alright. So yeah, and this is also the, I believe G may have done this as well, I could be mistaken, but this is one of the first Monster Hunter games where you can edit and save equipment sets. Thankfully, long last. So we have a couple different sets that I've made in my time with this. And I'll just go through them real quick. Ignore that stuff like up there, it's not blocking a whole lot with the camera, but you have a gathering set, which doubles as a auto track set. Basically, if you're going through any volcano missions at all, you don't have to worry about cool drinks. You can see where the monster is at all times. It's just a good time set. Again, we're at the point where fashion is like not really there. I mean, it's like, it's jacked as all heck through this display because it's coming from the PSP and it looks infinitely better on the PSP screen itself. But let's see. So we have that. We have a really good antique Kezu, and I think it's just Kezu because it's paralysis negation. Yeah. This one, clown suit of a thing, but it has 10 thunder resistance. You cannot get paralyzed when you have this on, so it's good insurance against Begin to Prey and Gendrome, I guess. But it's mostly I would use it for against Kezu, because Kezu in the older games is a trip. It's a trip. Can't Superman dive away from it because it's blind and it does because so bit of an aside. Kezu in the generations 1 and 2 is depicted as being blind, and the way the game does that, like the ecology backs it up by like it has literally no eyes in front of it, no visible eyes. It detects prey through its scent. It lives in caves, all that jazz. The way the game reinforces that is that usually monsters will have like a little eye tracker in the corner of the screen that will show that, hey, this monster's aggroed onto you. That's where the music kicks in, and hey, you're fighting this large monster. It's aggroed onto you. It has this like yellow or red eye on it. Kezu is blind. Kezu doesn't have that icon. That's why it doesn't have any music. So it will still aggro onto you and everything, because it can still detect you through that. But since the game decides to omit that for Tezu because it's blind, you are technically never in a proper battle with it, because once you are, the thing that determines whether or not you Superman dive is if you have the icon on there and you're aggroed with the large monster and stuff. That's the case for like Ultimate Monster games. Like you can't really Superman dive, just like if you're like walking about like against some small monsters or something. Like you can't Superman dive in like any Monster Hunter game if you don't have a monster aggroed onto you. And the only large monster where it's still aggroed onto you, but you can't Superman dive out of it, at least for the first generations. They ended up fixing it for, I think it was 4, where they just brought back Tezu, but it aggroed onto through like the icon there. It didn't have any music still, but you could at least Superman dive away from it. So, long way of saying, this set was meant to, I suppose I should. Well, you can see it through down here. Yeah, can't be paralyzed. Better health, better thunder resistance. Just so that you don't get clobbered by those electric flags, because those do gajillion damage and they paralyze. So that's an instance. But this one makes it a little easier. Okay. Anyways. We have a couple more sets. We have this one, which is a bit of a fashion set, but it was putting in extra health, and then you also can't be stunned. Like if you have the Gypsros flash you, and then you're like stunned for a second, stars flying around your head. This set negates that in its entirety, and it also looks kind of cool. I mean, well, okay. I mean, the thighs. Okay, let's ignore that for a bit. But it has like a little Valkyrie like helm going on, and like matching armor color and stuff. I think it's pretty cool. And that's something that I would use against like a Gypsros if I really didn't feel like dealing with its stun shenanigans, or just like general defense set. Like if you get comboed a lot, because I think if you get like hit 3 times in succession, you get stunned automatically. Like this is good against like Rathian even, because it triple charges, and if you aren't careful, you can just get hit by that a bunch, and then if you don't die, you get stunned. This, you don't get stunned. So then, okay, and then here's the real big hitter sets that I use a bunch. Is this that I was showing off earlier with Torso Up for all the parts except for the chest. This is where I can get. This is where I put in Wrath Loss Mail, and that gives me attack up large, damage recovery up +1, health recovers faster. You do get targeted more often with provocation, and you do take more dragon damage, which I think is only applicable to Fatalis, maybe Yangerga in this game too, because for whatever reason it deals dragon damage. I forget which monsters this actually applies to, but and then you have the Wrathwall Soul Mail in there instead, and it gives you high grade earplugs, really freaking useful. Detect, really freaking useful for, it's basically, it's not auto tracker where you can follow around the monster wherever on the map, but it shows you at like different intervals. Like if you lost track of the monster, like say you're in the middle of the fight and then paintball runs out and then it runs away before you can even track it down again. Sometimes Detect will help you out by just highlighting on the map, like painting wherever the monster is on the map. And then Sharpening Skill Increase, that's just speed sharpening. Pretty useful for early game as well, especially when everything hits so hard in this older game in Freedom. Yeah, pretty useful. And then this is the last set, the Gunner set that I have. Let's see, what does... I forget. But yeah, he uses Wrath Loss, Light Bowgun, some of the armor, some of the Torso Up armor. This doesn't look too bad. I say, at least. But it's got most of the like the torso up stuff with black belt. It has like the iron belt in weaves and stuff. Overall, not too bad. Competent set because it has backup medium and health plus 20, so that level of extra defense, extra defense, I guess. Because I mean, physical defense is gunner armor; it's not there. So the extra health is helpful. And so you don't have to spend a whole lot on activation stuff in early game. Because those are freaking expensive in early game. Okay, so yeah, that is a very scuffed presentation of Freedom. Again, very humble beginnings with the armor set system. And even still, with like no decorations, no nothing, with how obscure everything was for trying to get it, finding out information about what sets worked and what sets didn't, in Monster Hunter 1 especially, there was still ways you could do, like, specific, fashion. Because last game, you could do a little bit of mix and match with the Rathian set and countless other sets too. Mind you, this is still, like, low-rank stuff. Like, we have yet to get into, like, the meat of, like, the later game sets for either of these games. I might do some different videos on that if this video ends up getting traction, but that'll be for when I actually get further on in those games, because I only completed low rank village in this version, besides the WoW fight, which sounds miserable, if I'm being frank. Let's see. Oh, right, and then, yeah, because this version also let you, fight high rank off the bat too, right? Haha, nothing about this game. Okay, so this, Monster Hunter, let's backtrack a bit. Monster Hunter 1, I've only beat, like, most of the village up until, like, a couple quests, and then, and then in, low rank city, the online mode, I've only gotten up to like HR 14 or something. No, 14. No. Like towards the end of low rank, like I've beaten an online Rathlos, I think, but I haven't gotten to the low rank battle fight online. And then in Monster Hunter Freedom 1, I don't have a save for Monster Hunter G. I did have one with my old Monster Hunter 1. G and 2 saves, but those got deleted. I didn't put a whole lot of time into G because it's just Monster Hunter 1, but there's G rank too. And I haven't even gotten past high rank in Monster Hunter 1, so I felt like I'll tackle that eventually, maybe. But Freedom offers most of what G offers in terms of the difficulty and the different monsters and everything, with the addition of the Elgado, which has its own armor and weapons. But yeah. So, yeah. And again, as early as this game, there's still, like, ways you can customize your armor so that fashion hunting and some skills can still be achieved, which I think is pretty freaking. So, going from that, and we're going to be going back into the PS2 to start off the second generation of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Dose. Okay. Yeah, we are back to Monster Hunter 2. I ended up changing my mind on the Monster Hunter 1, Monster Hunter Freedom, just recording that from the PSP, because I already had most of this set up ready anyway. So, we're going to go on to, after half an hour, the second generation of Monster Hunter. Now, this game is a little bit quirky, in different ways to Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter Freedom. It expands on a lot of what Monster Hunter 1 brought to the table, what Monster Hunter G brought to the table. In terms of, at least in terms of the armor sets, it does some really cool things and some really that have not really come up too often in the series since outside of maybe like one or two exceptions. and those will cover those a little bit as well. But let's just take it one step at a time for this. So, Monster Hunter DOS, really in-depth story mode for like the low rank even. And there's now accessibility for the online as well. I played on both for this save file. I made it to about this point in my original playthrough as well. Like past Gushala, just starting the prep for Lunastra. Ooh, what? Oh! Oh, that's cool. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this part of that. Okay, so it looks like the lower half has been... oh yeah, and then... yeah, there's more, oh gosh, I forgot. Yeah, there's actual, like, food ingredients down here too now, too. Okay, okay. Sorry, this is the first time that I've seen this one, at least. Yeah, and then... oh my god. I love this game. Okay, but yeah. So this game, it brings back the skill point system that G and Freedom introduced. Streamlines it a little bit, gives more creativity in general. Besides just throwing torso up on everything in a good chest piece and calling it a day. Because what, I'm just wandering around here a little bit, but what Monster Hunter DOS does, it introduces freaking decorations. And it introduces a bunch of things with armor, but one of the big things is decoration. And armors have decoration slots now. So there is more customizability with your... yeah, because like the Rathian armor has some slot, and has a slot on it starting out. You're able to put decorations on it to better control what skills you get out of specific armor pieces, so you can cater the armor sets more to your liking. The way this game went about it is a little weird with decorations specifically, because you can forge the decorations alright. They cost a specific amount of jewels and other materials and stuff. You can set the decorations alright. There's like a 10 zenny fee. Or, sorry, 100 zenny fee. They actually cheaped it down a bit in Freedom 2 and Unite, I think. They cheaped it down a bit, but upgrading equipment with decorations and weapons have decoration slots too. If you upgrade a weapon or armor that has a decoration, or you want to get rid of a decoration on an armor piece, that decoration is gone. If you detach a decoration or upgrade equipment with a decoration for any reason in this game, I don't believe that's something that can be remedied in this game specifically, but if you decide to do that, it is gone. Thankfully, the decorations themselves aren't terribly, like, at low rank at least. I'm not entirely sure if this is the case in, like, higher ranks as well. But I believe the decorations are fairly reasonable in terms of like material price and stuff, especially compared to like some of the later games where you need like little like monster gems, like really rare drops for specific gems and stuff. Sunbreak is especially guilty of this. But yeah, back in the first iteration of decorations, pretty cheap all things considered. At the lower level where you're going to be doing some of the experimenting with stuff. High rank is of course going to be more in-depth with this sort of thing too, especially because of how armor upgrades work in this game too. Because not only you can, in Monster Hunter 1, Monster Hunter G, and Freedom, first generation, you could upgrade your weapon, but you cannot upgrade your armor at all. This game, you can forge armor and you could upgrade armor. This is something that DOS introduced, where you can upgrade armor and it will do a couple of different things. It can increase the defense, obviously, but it also has a chance to increase the amount of slots available in your armor piece. Like, say this chain helm at level 3 has a single slot in it, whereas normally it would have no slots. So by upgrading bit, you can increase the amount of slots, defense, and in there's also the thing of most of the upgrades cost actual materials and stuff, because later on they end up going into armor spheres. Even as early as Freedom 2, they said, okay, let's just go ahead and get rid of the material aspect to it. Let's just make it armor spheres to make it plain and simple. And I think there's been arguments for both on whether this system is more intuitive and more like you put more investment into the armor pieces that you have and everything. I can see both sides of the argument. I think armor spheres are fine, honestly, but this is a really unique take on upgrading armor. We only ever see it in we only ever see it again in a similar fashion in Frontier, which is a MMO version of DOS at its core, before it ended up doing its own thing, pretty much. That's a topic for another part of the video. And then I believe Try also had similar way. It upgraded with armor spheres as well, but you could also, well, I'll explain it as well. I don't think I have a good, oh, I do. Okay, so this game also has ways to upgrade into the S and U versions of armor for the first time, because this game only has low rank, high rank, so you only get up to S and U in terms of like armor. But what you can do, you don't buy the U and S versions of the armor separately. You upgrade from the low rank armor pieces for that. So what ends up happening for that is there's different perks to each upgrade path you go to, because pretty much all the armor sets have a way you can upgrade it to S and a way you can upgrade it to U. I believe S is the one that has, yes, S has more defense, I believe more slots as well, especially once you upgrade it, but it has different and or less skill points overall, whereas U armor not only has a different coloration, like the green compared to the red, the S and the regular version of the armor also has some differences, but U has a different coloration, less defense overall, but it has usually, there's some exceptions to this, I believe. Usually you'll be able to just get more skill points out of it in general. Like, generally, if you're looking for like mixed sets in general, U armor pieces are the way to go, because they give specific, like, more points in specific skills and stuff. I believe they can still have some slots as well. But yeah, this game, especially, because this game is so freaking quirky and fun. I love it. Because even as low rank, you have incentive to like mix and match, because like full armor sets will give you some skills and stuff, but then you have like the Blango arms, which have status up. You have the Blango waist, which has status up and terrain, but the arms didn't have terrain. And then the chest had terrain, and then you have all these ways to mix and match if you want to go for specific skills and stuff. And that only escalates further once you get into the U rank armor. I'm sorry if none of this has made any sense so far. I really genuinely am sorry, but this is something that I really do love, is just how the different games express themselves in terms of their armor variety and the customizability and like the potential for mixed sets and stuff. I really like that about the differences between the different Monster Hunter games about mixed sets and full sets and stuff like that. I really like that. I really like going into that, seeing what makes each game tick for that. I wish I could show you better examples of this, especially with like high rank gear and actually like fully upgraded gear, which is like really good for just mixed things in general. I do not have proper evidence of that, but there are several people out there. Ludi Tyrannus, I think one of the other people who streams on the Discord a bunch is named Adam. I think he does Monster Hunter 1. Ludi Tyrannus and Jacob Monster Hunter, the one guy who does Legos, who also went into DOS a bit. They'll be able to show you some of the different quirks, DOS specifically, because they both put in a bunch of time into it just on console and online in general, and they both have videos on DOS. I believe Ludi has several videos as well, but yeah, no. Long story short, I'm not the best person to show off that stuff, but from what I observed, from what I can see, even just at low rank village, it gets way crazier high rank with the Series U and Series S armor. But just the freedom of expression you could get with frickin' even Monster Hunter DOS. The first time they introduced decorations, SNU upgrading, and again, this is some of the stuff that decorations did stick around past DOS, but the armor upgrading system got basically simplified starting in Freedom 2, the PSP starter for Generation 2. So you don't get a whole lot of the... You still get, like, Series S and Series U armor, but the way to upgrade them and get them is basically just to buy them with the monster materials from the Forge outright. So there's the only incentive of upgrading armor, although Tri does make an exception for this, I believe, but that's high rank stuff as well. Past DOS, the main reason you're going to be upgrading armor is just defense, which is still valuable, but that also means that you're gonna, well, yeah, no, it's, I guess DOS is a little restrictive in that way, but it's also like a little more freeform. I don't know. It's very interesting. But yeah, and then this game has more weapons and stuff, which is nice. Allows for more specialization for armor sets and stuff. But this game also has the ability to equip sets and like name them for the first time. I don't think Freedom. You might have been able to in Freedom? I forget. I don't think you were able to in Freedom, but maybe G. But yeah, you can save your armor sets. You can name them different things. I only have 4 in this playthrough, but they are pretty different overall. Let's see. You have the Gunner set, which is bit of a mess visually, but it has attack up small. It has combo rate, which means your combos are more likely to succeed. There is also the capacity if you want to go ham on slots and stuff. Like if you want to upgrade this and add more slots into your build, because this is all just I think 1 or 2 more upgrades on each of these would add a slot onto these, more or less. And then this has 3 slots too. If you want, you can even go into even more attack. You can go into freaking like alchemy. In my previous playthrough, I had an alchemy set that was pretty much this, but I actually have like slots on stuff, so I could actually put in alchemy. Alchemy is a weird freaking armor skill that deserves its own video, honestly, on my end. I've been meaning to actually like do that for like a couple years now, but yeah, no, alchemy, pretty good. It allows for secret combinations of items and stuff, which is really weird and really awesome. It's right up my alley for that. I wish I had more ways to go about it. This one is a little more aesthetically pleasing. It's just a mix of Conga and Vespoid armor, but it gives attack up medium, which, I mean, it's more attack. And then this SNS specifically has a lot of green sharp. It's been really good for me clearing out stuff in low rank, especially. if I haven't had to need like specific elements or status to deal with a monster like Shala or something. But just for general monsters going through the game, SNS is pretty nice in this game too, even just raw. It's pretty good movement. A little tricky to get the controls around, but it's alright. I like it enough. Yeah, and that's just my general attack up set. And then this one is a little weird. Excuse me. It's kind of alright aesthetically, I say. The I Pray helm is a little off-putting, but I think you can substitute it with the KO Shroom helm to some degree, I think, with some more success. But then this one has the freaking big native spear, which needs like Hydrome head, I think. But it has a little bit of green, poison, a lot of poison to go on. So this is good against anything like Kushala, any of the, well, yeah, Kushala is the main one for this, because it gives you a little bit of health. The Whim is just kind of a nice bonus. I wasn't really building for that specifically, but the status attack up is the main one for this. It's just one bonus. It's not like status attack 1 or 2 like it is in some later games, but yeah, it's just a nice bonus for this nice little poison build I have going on here. Yeah, really good for locking down Kushala and just kind of bullying him a little bit. And then the last one I have is a little weird too. Not too bad in terms of looks, I guess. Camera's a little weird on this. Just kind of a knight sort of thing, but it has because thanks to the silver metal boots, this thing has guard and sharpness, so it also has poison weakness to it, double poison. But that's not too much of an issue if you just avoid Hydrome and Chips Ross pretty much. So, and if I wanted to upgrade like specific armor pieces like the steel steel armor for this, and Cephalos already has a slot on it because it's level 4. If I wanted to upgrade more, or go more into the guard, I could get a guard +2 by just 3 more guard jewels. I don't have the slots available for that yet because I need to upgrade more of the armor for that, but I think it's +15 you get +2 guard. I'd have to double check that. But yeah, so that's all my armor sets for those specifically. I think the one that I would use the most is just this one, honestly. I mean, aesthetically, it's alright. It's probably the most fashionable out of all my current armor sets right now. It's attack up medium. Can't go wrong with that, hardly. Good SNS for it too. Honestly, yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at so far. I haven't gotten to the tower yet to beat Astra. That's still a little bit later down the line because I have to complete some more village requests. And I actually have to defeat Kushala outright. I repelled it a couple times at this point, but I still have yet to like slay it, I think. I could be wrong. I forget, I need to put more time into this game, is what I should be doing. For that, let me go ahead and Boogie. I should be petting the Boogie for all the games. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, that's it for my, excuse me, that's it for my armor sets for Dose specifically. Yeah, overall, really interesting game when it comes to tackling like stuff with like equipment making and stuff. The different ways like the Series U skills active like correspond with like mix set making, and then you can get full sets with more compatible skills with the Series S. And then you have their decorations, which is a little unfortunate that they kind of get destroyed when you detach them and stuff. And just kind of messing around with that is a little weird, but overall, I think this was a step in the right direction. And you can tell because it kept the decoration system until present day. It's gone through some different iterations since then, and the balancing has been adjusted like over the years too for that. But this is where it started out, and honestly, one of the things I like about Dose, what it introduced to the series, is just the level of customizability for armor sets in general. So much better than Generation 1, I think, because you could still do some good fashion sets out of it too without sacrificing too much for skills, especially thanks to decoration system as well, because you can actually like put a little bit of skill bias into your fashion builds, and you can actually make something out of it, and I think that's pretty neat. But yeah, so that's it for Dose, I think. Next, we're gonna skip over Freedom 2 because Freedom 2 and Freedom Unite really go hand in hand more than like pretty much any other like base game versus expanded game, in my opinion, at least. I could be wrong about that, because Monster Hunter 4 exists, and then like Monster World and Monster Hunter Rise and stuff. But that's another conversation. I'm just gonna go straight into Freedom Unite now. That game changed some things with the Gen 2 formula, but overall, I think it's pretty much the system of where we're at now in terms of armor skill, armor sets, mix set potential, and decorations and stuff. The formula hasn't really changed a whole lot since Freedom Unite, except for like some game-specific stuff like what Tri did, what 4 Ultimate did with relics. But yeah, we're just gonna go straight into Freedom Unite then, and go from there. Okay, here we go. Okay, had me scared for a sec. Okay, so we're over in Freedom Unite. Don't mind the the armor set that I'm wearing right now. It's incomplete anyways, since I have yet to actually get the Cenotar. Okay, so yeah, all right. Let's change into something a little more. Nope. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just... Okay, yeah, so, let's see. So, yeah, Freedom Unite. Continuation of Freedom 2, which changed a lot of things about Dose, for better or for worse. I think some of it was for better. Dose is definitely a very experimental game, but Freedom 2 kind of just sanded down the edges for the sake of the fact that it was on PSP, sure, but for the sake of having a more portable experience, more streamlined. Again, you could see both sides of the argument of whether console games versus handheld games for that stuff. Okay. 2 instances? Now, hold up a second. Oh, instance... Sorry, there was just a... audio. Okay. That's really weird. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be... Okay. Let's just go back here. Okay. I think we're good. I don't know where the extra music was coming from. Okay, we're still... Gosh, okay. I love this game sometimes. Okay, so... yeah, this game did away with armor upgrading for the sake of more slots and introducing different skills and stuff. Because now there's the S armor is just a high rank version of low rank armors. The U armor functions similarly to how it did in DOS. Like definitely more variety for like this is a bad example. Definitely different skills for the compared to the vanilla versions like the S and the regular low ranked versions. Sometimes this was subspecies that would have the U versions of armor. Sometimes it would just be different versions of the base armor for the sake of it, for the sake of having different skills and different colorations and stuff. Because like the Conga U is different. Gypsyros male, that's just purple Gypsyros. That's just red Kezu. That's a different coloration. That's a different coloration. Different coloration. Different coloration. And then, yeah. So, and then, yeah, like white models. So, yeah, this game, by virtue of having a G rank, it adds more variety to the mix-up potential anyways, since it has more decorations to choose from, more armor to choose from. The different armor in this game, too, is pretty nice. Most of it is borrowed from just Ghost, yeah, but they have new monsters to work with, new just armor sets and variations in general, too. New subspecies, I think, might have helped, too. But yeah. So then, yeah, let's go into my specific sets for this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets for Freedom Unite specifically. I did have an earlier playthrough where I used my phone as a advanced PSP XD, you know the deal. I had a playthrough on that, but that phone got destroyed, unfortunately, so the save data for that, I believe, is lost for that. But I was able to, I ended up just getting Freedom Unite for the PSP once I actually got myself a physical PSP for this stuff anyways. And I just did the playthrough on that, and it's been a good time. I got through low rank village, low rank hub, I believe, as well, or I'm in the process of getting through low rank hub. But I got to Neko for the high rank village as well, which lets me do the high rank stuff without too much trouble, thankfully. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go through the set. So this is where I'm at now after getting about halfway through the high rank village, exclusive to Freedom Unite, not Freedom 2. We have my go-to gunner set, which is about as ugly as it was for DOS, but this time it's with a freaking cowboy hat, which I think is cool. Not too bad. I mean, works kind of well with the Tigrex bow, I guess, in terms of fashion and stuff. It has normal up is the real sell for this one, and the attack of small helps, but yeah, that's just good for just good normal stuff for that. This is my gathering set, pretty vanilla. I did the war bow, I think it had 2 slots, and it was decent attack power for that. Yeah, it's just the best I could do for that. Gathering +2, backpacking expert. Basically, you can carry the eggs faster for that. This doesn't have, I don't think speed gatherings thing. No, it is. It is in Freedom Unite, but this one has gathering +2, throwing skill up, which is just kind of a dud. But then alchemy as well. Alchemy is a big one. Again, I mentioned it earlier. Lets you do secret combinations of stuff too. I believe I have it too. But instead of putting the armor skill points into it, you can also just, if you do one of every, spoilers by the way, for a about like 18, 17-year-old, maybe like 16-year-old game. If you do all the alchemy combinations at least once with the alchemy armor skill, then you can just get the alchemy guide and you can do all the alchemy stuff with this book in your inventory without needing the alchemy armor skill, which I think is kind of nice. It's a shame that they never did anything with the alchemy skill beyond Frontier and then Framing Night, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It was fun while it lasted. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so then next is my work in progress. Lance sets. This one, I think I was waiting on getting the Lunastra crown, I think, because it had, good points of guard. I was looking for speed sharpening and then guard +2 for this one specifically, because guard +2, I mean, you can literally just tank anything. Save for guard up. And save for attacks you need guard up specifically for. Like the one where you can block unblockable attacks like the Gravios Gas, Kezu, Lightning Balls, stuff like that. Overall, I mean, it looks decent. I mean, besides just the stuff with the armor. And then this one, I'll show off a bit too. This one, you can do with mixes of Hypnocatrice, Cenotar, and Monoblos, actually. For this iteration of it, specifically, I went for all Cenotar and then the Hypnocatrice chest plate, just to add a little bit of variety in the fashion side of things too. This one, it's not a whole lot right now, it's just attack up small, but it has the capacity for attack up large with the right decorations, and it has capacity for not only sword sharpening as well, but also sharpness +1 too, which is crazy good, even as early as high rank and stuff too. Sharpness +1 and attack up large is just a combo that will carry you through like any part of the game, hardly. G rank included in some instances. But yeah, so then once I get the rest of the materials for the Cenotar helm, I believe it is. Let me look that up. Because I think I need just like one more, like, pincer or something. Yeah, Cenotar helm. That would get me the. Oh, this would be attack up medium, and then sharpness skill and sharpness +1. This also comes with defense -20, which is unfortunate. But yeah. Sorry, I need to gather for this one. Yeah, King Scarabs. That makes sense. Okay, so I have all the stuff for that. I just need to go out and just gather a bunch of King Scarabs for that one. So, not too bad. I might do it eventually if I pick up this game again. I probably will at some point. It's just, it's hard to keep invested in some of these earlier games, for me at least, besides like some of the standout ones like Tri-Dose, Monster Hunter 1. Portable experience, I really want to actually finish a bunch of these portable games someday, but that day is not today, unfortunately. Love these games, but it's just my attention span for stuff can be all over the place when it comes to like committing to a game. And then here we have said I showed off earlier to just Remobra and a black belt helm just for the sake of fashion. Gives me stamina, which is basically stuff that drains stamina, like running or demon mode in dual blades or bows will consume less stamina. Sharpness +1, Banner skill, just gives you more sharpness. Honestly, really good. All resistance -3 is not too bad, all things considered, and it looks kind of nice. And then, let's see. I had two more. I had this one, which is just the full Black Diablos set minus swapping out the helm, because some of the helms in this game are just like they're not really my thing. I'm sorry. And just seeing the hunter's face is nice every now and then. This one is specifically anti Lao Shen, because all of his like moving around stuff just generates so much wind pressure that is just obnoxious to do with anything but this set. It was a little obnoxious to get this set in the first place, but honestly, Freedom Knight is a little good in that just farming for some of the like low rank and high rank sets isn't too tall a task. G rank is where it gets really finicky with some parts and stuff from what I've seen, but I haven't played it too much myself to really say from experience. It's just from what I observed. But yeah, this one has sharp sword as well, razor sharp, attacks consume less sharpness, speed sharpening, godsend for longer fights like Lao Shenlong, and then just a high wind resistance. You get no knockback from wind, apart from say like Kushala's wind, like that really like high level wind pressure. And even then you can get another level of wind pressure like 5 points or 10 points above this, where it just cancels out that too. So yeah, but this is the bare minimum for having a enjoyable Lao fight in low rank village, or even in like high rank too. I believe this is good for Ashen Lao, which is like the real gatekeeper into like late high rank HUD for stuff. And then you have probably my most fashionable-ish set and my most effective set right now is actually a sleep bow set. So what this does is it has the Hypnocatrice bow, which allows for rapid, which is basically the normal shot for its stuff. It has sleep coating, which is huge for the strategy, because this thing can apply sleep pretty consistently with the sleep coating. So what this does, bullet limit is basically, long story short, some item combinations can have a variable of success, like it can produce 1 or it can produce 3 of an item, especially for like gunner items like bullets and ammo coating and stuff. This makes sure that you always get the top like level of that, where if you only get from 1 to 3 like power coatings, you get 3 all the time for that. Really useful in the hunts if you're bringing along stuff to combine for more coating and stuff, especially for bows. And then you have the bomb strength up. Again, since this is a sleep bow, that means you can sleep monsters. The bombs will deal extra damage or wake up if you time it right. And with the bomb strength and with feline bomber as well, if you're lucky enough to get that, it is devastating. You only need like 2 or 3 sleeps for some monsters, some even less than that if you have the right luck and stuff. And then yeah, that makes a lot of the village monsters pretty trivial. And then the normal rapid bow up just strengthens all the normal shots to rapid shots. Pretty good for a bow like this, honestly. Yeah, and I really like this build, because, I mean, hey, it's a fun status build. I could be doing more damage, like I could just be running that attack up large, sharpness +1 build, but honestly, this is fun in its own right, too. And it's fashionable, too. Like, the color scheme actually, like, matches and stuff, and you get the, and it matches really nice with the Hypnocatrice bow, even though it doesn't have any Hypnocatrice armor as well. Like, it's pretty freaking neat, all things considered. Yeah, so this is one that I do if I really get down to business with certain monsters that I'm having trouble with. It's not good against every monster, because some of them are either a little resistant to sleep, or just don't sleep at all, or it's They're really resistant against gunner damage in general. So sometimes that's a bit of a bother, but otherwise, it's a really good set. And yeah, that's it for my Freedom Unite sets. Overall, I think the changes that introduced with this game being reusable decos, the streamlining of the armor upgrading, definitely an interesting direction, and they ended up just rolling with it for most of the rest of the series. It was pretty much with Freedom 2 and Freedom Unite that the core formula of the armor skill and decoration system going forward would go up until Generations Ultimate, and then World came around and then just redid a lot of that. But as it stands right now, pretty solid. Still, especially thanks to G rank and stuff, if you end up getting there. And even as low as early as high rank and stuff, and even a little bit of low rank, you can still have fun with a lot of different fashion hunting in terms of getting those that like actually matching outfits without even needing full matching armor sets, while also getting decent skills out of it too. So it's like, hey, it's a win-win. And it's something that the armor set search, Athena's armor set search, actually helped out with a lot for this, because you could actually search for those specific like armor pieces and stuff that would fit into specific armor combinations. Like I showed earlier in your video, that still applied for the armor set search for Freedom Unite. You wouldn't be able to like preview it through the armor set search itself, but you could like look up the armor pieces and just like see them in game and stuff, and see how they would match and stuff. And honestly, I think it's pretty nice. It allowed me to do stuff like this without having to get an absolute clown suit. But yeah, nah. As it is in Freedom Unite, it's in a pretty healthy spot. Next, we'll be moving into Try, which changes some things in terms of armor customization, especially if you get to like high rank with the town and stuff. I haven't gotten there myself, but I have general idea-ish. I could be wrong about some things though, so please fact check me. Any of the Try heads out there, power to you for that though. I mean, I didn't grow up with Try specifically. I wish I had, in retrospect, because I had started out with 4U by the time that Try Online was either dying or dead, I think, unfortunately. So I wasn't able to experience that in its fullness, but, yeah, no. I am happy with where I'm at right now in Freedom Unite, and I'm going to be moving on to Try, which I only have a little bit of time in, but I've really enjoyed so far, at least. Only got, like, 3 armor sets in that overall, but honestly, it's a good time. So I figured I might as well show that off, too. Okay, so now we're in the wonderful land of the Wii, specifically my sister's Wii Mini. And, oh goodness, yeah, because the motion bar is somewhere over here, so this is going to be a little weird. Okay. Yeah, we got Monster Hunter Bherna, on the Wii. I had picked this up, kind of late into the game, after I had already beat, 3U, after I had already put some time into Portable Third, so realistically, I was still kind of retreading ground in terms of just the general story, the general progression and stuff. But there is some really cool stuff in Try that, there is some pretty cool differences in Try, just as a whole, not even just with the armor set stuff, but just as a whole. I think, I really wish I had, kind of gotten around to Monster Hunter earlier when Try was still fresh. I was still like, I would have been like, I would have been like 8 or 9 when this like came out and the online was still starting and stuff. But honestly, even just going through this stuff, I might eventually get a Dolphin set up for my PC, or a Wii Deluxe DX for the Nintendo 3DS. Totally. Might get that set up on my PC at some point if I manage to transfer this save over, but then trying to configure this thing over to here, the Wii Mini, to transfer the save is just... That's tough for another day. Because right now we're going into Monster Hunter Tri. And yeah, overall, I've had a really nice time exploring the differences in this game compared to the Portable Third and Freedom Unite. 3 Ultimate. Portable Third 3 Ultimate. It is really getting late. It's like midnight already. Okay, alright, it's fine. Alright, so then, let's see. This is gonna be, me going through some of the differences in this game, how it's a little similar to DOS in some aspects as well, even in just like low rank stuff before you get into like the armor upgrade system. Let's see. So, right now, the only things that I have is 3 sets. And unfortunately, in this game, you can't save decorations to a specific equipment set, or even like name them for whatever reason, so that's a little bit of a downer, but overall it's not too bad. So, let's start with this one. This one is just kind of standard, just some Hunter and Jaggy gear. This one, I was aiming for auto guard, attack, at least small for that, and then a level of detect on there as well. And as I explained earlier, it's just really kind of a useful thing. It details the monster a little bit more on the map, and you can like actually see it move around a little bit if you end up losing it with paintball. But that's also where the fluffy mask comes in too, because you can just throw that onto Cha-Cha once you get far enough into the village, and then you can just, that's basically just Psycho Steer. So there's that. Overall, I probably won't do a whole lot with this set in particular. There's this set, which is a mix of Jaggy and Kuropeko. I'm sorry for the lighting in this right now. It's nighttime. Well, actually, can I... Oh, yeah, I can just... I don't think I have anything interesting for today. At least, I'm just gonna change it today. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that's a little better with the light. Yeah, Tri has day-night cycle, too, for just even in the village, too, which is something I didn't realize until, looking into this game for the first time, so. Because it doesn't have an M3U! Friggin' whack, is what that is. But, I guess it clashed too much with the art direction or something, because 3U has a whole different art direction compared to Tri in some aspects with, like, the saturation and the contrast and stuff. I think this game looks nice on the Wii, especially, like, on the CRT, like I have over here. I think 3U looks nice on a 3DS, which is what I had it on. And even the Wii U, to some extent, I haven't played it on the Wii U myself, but, from what I've seen, it holds up pretty nice, all things considered. But yeah, so, different topic for another day. This one, this armor set, this one has a capacity for a little bit of attack. I need to throw another attack jewel onto the, like, Jaggy Fan Bracer or something, because it has some slots. Then it also has recovery up as well, which is super freaking huge for early in village too. If you just keep with this set and just only go for like potion stuff, you don't have to, you can save up a stockpile of honey and save those mega potions for later on in village or later on in high rank as well. It's just kind of useful in general too, in my opinion at least. I don't know, utility skills like that are kind of nice for me. And then just recently I had picked this game up again over the past couple days to kind of just mess around and see what all I had in terms of actual like equipment sets in here too. And when I saw that I only had 2, I figured I might as well just like make another one. based on some of the skills, some of the armor I already had, and then this Bherna that I managed to incorporate into the armor as well, because it has more attack as well. So as you probably already seen that, this already, ignore the talisman because I don't have a better one right now, already, what is it, up until Gobo, already have attack up large on a set, thanks to 5 points in the, because this is with, like, 5 attack duels, because all these had at least some level of attack up, and the Bherna helm and arms especially had like 5 with the deco. And then I paired it with this Kuropeko hammer because it's the only hammer I have right now, but it also has decent elements in Raw for its place in the story, I guess, for where I'm at right now at least. But yeah, I could make this even better if I could, well, I could even do a little bit more fashion if I could swap out the, yeah, okay, so ignore that. I can actually change out the waist on here for like jaggy, and if I get a talisman that has 1 slot, or 1 point of attack, then I can go ahead and swap it out, and then I have a solid well, the jaggy waist looks better, because then at that point it's just jaggy and yeah, so that's kind of cool looking if I could get that set up. But yeah, so that's another thing with this game that I wanted to mention too, because in this is kind of what DOS had too, because it had potential for mix set as early as frickin' armor set number 2, where you could get different levels of health and combo rate across different parts of the equipment. You could just get combo rate plus 10 off of the vest and the helm, just like straight off the gate, and then the arms, less waist and legs can be used for something else, like more health or stuff like that. Specifically, the Kuropeko armor has potential for evasion, attack, defense, and also recovery up as well, rec level in this case. So if you get a full set of this, you only get like 1 or 2 of the skills. In general, I think you only get rec level and maybe evasion, I think, if you get the full thing, and then they get evasion. But yeah, no. And then Monopolos armor has some levels of eating, so you can get speed eating once you get the Goble armor, I think it is. But yeah, no, this freaking game and its customizability with the armor as early as freaking day 1, when you get your first armor, you can go ham with mixed sets in this game, and I freaking like it. I like it. And they have the decorations, which don't destroy once you actually get them off, like specific armor, and like upgrade the armor and stuff. You can actually keep them around and stuff, which is nice. It's a great step forward for that stuff. I love it. And then yeah, I believe, if I am not mistaken, I'll have to, editor me might have to put in a disclaimer or something saying I'm full of crap. But I believe how it works is, from what I've read, this only really happens once you get into high rank. You can either spend more equipment to get, spend more materials in Zenny to get the S version of armor, which is high rank. which offers specific set of skills, and you get specific, and you just get the armor straight out of the gate. Or you can upgrade it from the low rank iteration, spend less materials on it because it, unlike those, things upgrade through armor spheres now. So you only have to spend materials on upgrading it into the plus variant. So if you get like Hunter's Mail, you can either get the Hunter's Mail S when you hit high rank and just buy it and get the materials outright from the forge, or you can upgrade it into a Hunter's Mail Plus, which I believe is more cost efficient and is a good reason to keep your low rank armor around, so you can just upgrade it up to Plus. I believe it does have some differences in skill and stuff. I'm not entirely sure about that. Don't quote me on that. I don't think there's actually any differences with skills, but again, I haven't made it to high rank and try, so I couldn't tell you just from my experience. If I wanted to get high rank with this game, I'd have to go ahead, probably transfer to save or make a new one. The early game, this game is in the tutorial section is just log, so I don't usually like to repeat too much, unless it's for stuff like doing try for the first time. But if I can transfer to save over to either a totally legit and online compatible system, Wii system, either through this Uncle Jim Nintendo right here that I'm recording stuff. I'm recording this on real hardware. I have it hooked up to my PC, but I'm talking about like Dolphin, Wii DX stuff. You know. And then just do the private servers to that, because they're still active private servers for Try now too. They have, I believe you can still do stuff through Stitchcraft, through servers through that, which is nice. But there's now private servers for Monster Hunter 1, G, Ghost, Frontier, and Try. Which is crazy to think about, because all of those have been dead for a number of years. But then people were able to reverse engineer something, do some black magic stuff, and just go ham and actually make working private servers for that. And people are still active to those on this day, as of recording this. It's insane. It's crazy. I love it. And it's available for Try too. I need to get around to actually getting this stuff. But, yeah, no, it's just a good time, yeah. I wish I could get more into the online stuff for this game, too, because this had a lot of stuff behind Lockback. I've never explored Lockback City myself, because that's just a Try exclusive, Try online exclusive. You can't do it offline at all, not without some hack wizardry, and even then you might as well just go online and do a private server while you're at it. But yeah. I'm really looking forward to completing more of this game. Eventually getting it online ready too, because that would be pretty nice to go through with some friends or just people online in general, randoms. Yeah, no. From what I have heard from people who have grown up with Try, the social experience really did like peak here in terms of like the online exclusive stuff. Yeah, no, it was just a good time all around. From what I have heard, not experienced myself because I still have to get stuff from that. But yeah, that's it for Monster Hunter Try for right now. Just 3 sets deep right now, but honestly, probably do a lot more, even just in the village alone. So that's probably something for another time. I don't know if I'll do more content with Try and stuff. I'll probably just enjoy it on my own. But either way, that's it for Try. I'll be going into Portable Third next. I put in pretty decent amount of time into that. Gotten to high rank, not cleared it yet, but pretty close to that. So that's going pretty good for that. So I'll go ahead and move on over to that. Alright, and here we are. We are back to gaming as usual. We are on to Portable Third now. Now, This game I have put a little bit of time into. Let's see. So this is my save of the game that has made it to high rank, has made it past low rank village, has made it like about 2/3 of the way through high rank hub, I think. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put it at full screen because why not? This is without the English patch because I tried getting it set up before and it was alright, but then I just got used to just playing it off the regular disc, off the PSP, so I didn't really feel a need to really go too hard into getting the English patch to work for the PSP itself. I got most of the stuff down already in terms of like just going off the icons and stuff. Let's see, so, and just known, okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna minimize the screen a little bit so you can see. Yeah, okay, so yeah, thankfully you can name the equipment sets in this game, which is pretty useful for not knowing Japanese. Let's see, so I'm gonna have to pull out my trusty translator for some of this stuff. Some of this I think I know by memory anyways, but yeah, so let's just go through this too, because this Portable Third basically took what Freedom Unite did, just did more of it too. You don't have to pay to attach or reattach or detach decorations. I don't think they're too expensive, all things considered, in terms of like needing specific materials for it. I think it's in between, well, Freedom Unite and then 4 Ultimate, which is like the other side of the spectrum for the older games for decoration requirements. But yeah, so you have just this regular starting out. Let's just go through the arm sets. Yeah, this is just a regular hunter set. I believe it gives auto tracker, the map, and barbecue skill up, I believe. This is just going off of memory for this. I might do some specific like translating on my phone if I find any skills that I actually need to know. This is just a gathering set. The full sets in this game are actually like pretty decent, especially when it comes to like utility in general. Mix sets are still a thing in this game, but full sets are pretty good priority too. They were in Freedom Unite as well. I forgot to mention this. As much as mixed sets were a thing in Freedom Unite, full sets were given a little more love in Freedom 2 and Freedom Unite, I think, compared to the earlier games too, where they really did place an emphasis on mixing around your sets and stuff. Full sets are basically given a little more love in this game, in Freedom Unite, in this game as well. Just the full leather set, low rank even, has cracked skills for gathering, just gathering +2. I think a speed gathering, and then no, it's Divine Whim, speed gathering. No, Divine Whim, gathering +2, more gathering opportunities, and then there's I forget what this is. I think it's like Backpacker or something. And then this is... No, this might be Backpacker. This is, I forget! But it's a gathering set, so it's not terribly important in the grand scheme of things. Status. This one is... I remember specifically, is like a Banahabra and Giganox mixed set. Overall, I think it looks pretty nice. Like, the purples kind of just blend together pretty well. The skills on this one is, status attack +2, quick sheath, and trapmaster. I remember that much, at least. I did have a decent trapmaster talisman, which basically lets you set traps faster. Like the shock traps and the bombs and everything, those get set faster, which is pretty nice. And then I had this evade set, which I think it was evasion. This one is just a mix of Barioth, Volvodon, and Lagombi. I believe. What is the? It's evasion +2, and then what is this? It's like I'm gonna look this up now. Armor. This will take but 1 second. Lowering Blade Master. This is going over to Burial. Oh, Constitution. This is Evade +2, and then Constitution +1, which basically less stamina consumed by things like blocking and rolling are the main ones. Right? So, pretty useful for that, just zipping around stuff. Health. This one was pretty cool. It's basically the bike, and then there's an ogre helm for that. It gives health +50, no need for a max potion. Recovery +2, and then which basically more bang for your buck for recovering red health when you get damaged. This recovery +2 is super fast, by the way. Then I believe this is Razor Sharp as well, because that's why I have this Ogre Helm on top of that too, along with the bike, just for a little bit of extra fashion variety. And then Razor Sharp is also just really good Blade Master skill. This one is a mix between Lowering Wrath Loss, and then I threw in a Yukomo high rank waste in there too, just to kind of spruce it up a bit. And it also gives Fire Attack +2, Speed Sharpening, and I believe this one has Weakness Exploits too, because let me double check. Wrath Loss. Yeah, it has Weakness Exploit, which in this game this is the first thing that has Weakness Exploit, and some people will bastardize this game over it. This game had a little bit interesting way of going about Weakness Exploit. Compared to some other games where it just increased the amount of damage you do when you hit a weak point, this game just gave you a free 50% affinity just for hitting weak spots, which I think is hilarious. And we would not see that again, I don't think, until either Generations or World. I can't remember which. I know definitely World, but I don't know if Generations brought that back, because I think the other games beyond a Portable Third and I think 3U, they just upped the hit zone weak points damage you would do, pretty much. I need a lot of water for this, sorry. Then there's a mix set with Baggy and Wrathloss and the torso up from the Volvodon. This one, I forget, because it had Ice Attack up 1, obviously. I think this is a, yeah, this is a attack. I think it's attack. Attack up small, and then yeah, since it's a Wrathloss waist or chest and arms, it's weakness exploit. So weakness exploit, Ice Attack +1, and then attack up small, I think. So that one was pretty useful, especially against stuff like Naval Smart too, because there's an event quest in high rank where you get a specific Metal Gear Solid event armor from a freaking huge Naval Snarf. So this set was a little helpful for that. This one was Anti-Gen Maran. It is a very goofy set, all things considered. I forget what skills I have on this. This one was just I forget. I think it had to do with speed gathering for this one. I think one of these was artillery. Yeah, this one was artillery because of the knock loss. And then I forget what the other one was. But this one just made it a lot easier to go through and defeat or repel Genmaron, low rank at least. I don't think it worked. It might work well in high rank. I'll have to give it a test actually. But then, yeah, this one is a little interesting too. It is not the Looker, but it is the Artisan set comboed with the Chainmail set, which is pretty interesting. It gives combo plus 20. I think it's load up. It's load up plus 1. It's recoil plus 1. I think a reload speed. And then this is just bullets up, I think, because it's from the chainmail armor. So again, the same one with the Freedom Unite set. Just if you're combining bullets and stuff, you get the maximum rounds per combo. So let's see. And then I have a couple more after this. I have the sleep armor set, which I believe is just status attack plus 2. This is just a status set, but updated to have baggy SNS for sleep, and then just bomber skill, just to squeeze more damage out of it. I didn't use it a whole lot, but the bath set. Oh, this is a work in progress to get all the tickets, because there's a actually, yeah, let me just show it off here, because with this game you didn't have the traditional food system. You kind of did, but it was streamlined down even more since the other ones. But you had a hot spring, and you could actually get this armor just by crafting it with a bunch of tickets you get from the drink and just various quests and stuff in general. Yeah, you can actually just like chill around in here. Yeah, and that's how you get the health and stamina bonuses for just going out on your quests and stuff. But yeah, you can actually get the armor for that through enough tickets, and it's a lot of tickets. I don't have the whole thing. I have like one piece and then parts of several more on the way. I think it's like a bamboo gun lance I have. Yeah, it's a very beefy set. Let's see, hammer low rank. Oh, this one's pretty good. Because this one, I paired it with the Narga Kuga hammer, which had 40 affinity on its own, and I cranked it up by giving it 10 more affinity with a critical eye plus 1. I gave it earplugs. I believe this is the yeah, this is earplugs, and then I gave it exploiter, which weakness exploit, which gives 50 more. So if you hit the head with this weapon and this armor set combination at all, then you are just hitting for 100% affinity, which is pretty cool, I guess. So I'm just making sure the camera's alright for this. Okay, so then finally you're getting more into the high rank sets that I've made. There's the water set, which I think worked out pretty nice. It has a mix of the Vike chest with some Rural Ludroth arms of waist, Arzuros, and head, and then Arzuros legs, just for a little bit more fashion about it. So this one has, I remember, is water attack plus 2. I think this is water attack plus 2. This is I think like I forget. This one is speed sharpening, I believe. No, this one is speed sharpening. This one is trap. No, this one is trap master, and then this one is I forget. I think it's marathon runner because it's off of the Ludroth armor. And then this one is also I forget. Let me look up. Alright, Blade Master. I'm looking through the different armor in the wiki right now. Don't mind me. I'm gonna find it eventually. Okay, water. Oh, it's stun resistance. So this one isn't the full like negate stun. I think I just need one more. Yeah, I need one more slot for that to make it work. I don't think there's a 3-slot water dual blade or hammer. If there was, that'd be cool. But yeah, so that's just you mash out of stun faster with it, which is pretty cool. Let's see, and then there's Arzuros, which I remember this one is pretty nice, defensively, at least. Because there's, I upgraded the defense on this thing, like, almost to the utmost. But then you have, defense up large, you have, Constitution? No, this is a stun negation +2. And actually, like, negates all stun, so you don't get, if you get comboed around and punched around a bit by a fast monster, you don't get stunned from that, or you don't get stunned from a from a Crimson Kuropeka. That's the only other monster in this game that can flash you and, like, stun you. You can just ignore that with, this arm. Then you have... Right, Divine Blessing on this one too. This is effectively what we got for the G-Rank Arzuros set for Generations Ultimate, I remember. And this is where it came from for that, it looks like. No Honey Hunter on this hardly. But yeah, it's just that, and then I tacked on Sharpness and Speed Sharpening on it too, just to make it that much more of a utility set. Overall pretty reliable. Not too much in terms of damage and stuff. I just have, just regular sword and shield upgraded to high rank on it. And then this is where we get into something I've been working towards for a while. This is, if you don't know, Monster Hunter Portable 3rd and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker had a collaboration where, you would get either the big boss armor if you're a guy, or the boss armor from Metal Gear Solid 3 if you were a girl. And you basically get the full armor. It looks very odd coming off of this thing, off the PSP, off of Monster Hunter, after this. Very interesting. But what this set does, and it differs a little bit from the Big Boss set in terms of what skills are offered, but the main ones that I like for this one, this is basically pure utility. This has a couple different things going for it. It has auto tracker. Basically, anywhere on the map monster is, you can track it. Don't even need to paintball for it. You have I believe this one is... this one is Trap Master, I believe it is. Just sets up the traps faster. I really forget what this one is. I think it's Focus. Yeah, Focus. Right? Yeah, this one's Focused. Gauges charge up faster, and charge attacks from hammers or bows or great swords charge faster with Focus. Pretty useful. You have Trap Master on this one. You also have Capture Guru, I think, on this one too. So if you have a monster paintballed or tracked in any way, you'll know when it's good to capture. Like even before it starts limping. Like there's this brief period before, like if you damage a monster enough, where it will be ready to capture even before it starts limping. And this is pretty useful to catch that out and just finish off a quest quickly for that. And then this one, the Piece de Resistance, the Sword Saint earring, which I got from clearing each training arena quest, basically. You had to unlock each arena quest by going through the village and doing specific quests, or doing the hub and doing the online, or I guess the tavern. I do the high rank hub quests and just doing specific ones for that and unlocking them and doing an A rank on all of them, which isn't too bad for this game. But this one, Mind's Eye plus 10. No strings attached, no slots or anything. Pretty poor defense, but honestly, it also lets you freaking show your freaking face as a hunter, which I appreciate the heck out of. Any chance I get for that, when it comes to like fashion hunting and stuff, if I can squeeze in good skills and I can actually show my hunter's face without like covering up with like a big old helmet, clunky little thing, I will take it. I will take it. But yeah, so that is, that is all I have for Portable Third. Overall, they did strip back some of the things that they didn't try in terms of just the armor upgrade into like the plus or the S. Now it's just S or U like back it was for Premium Unite, and this feels like this really does feel more like a sequel to. I could just be talking out my butt here, but it feels like this game was meant to like basically pack up the trilogy of the Freedom and Portable games. Freedom Portable 1, Freedom Unite, and Portable 2nd G, and then Portable 3rd. Because it ties in a lot of the different stuff that the Portable games introduced, the farm, the streamlined quests, that streamlined armor and stuff, and packs it down into probably one of the best games in the older generations of portable games. Probably second. Well, there's advantages to both. This only has high rank. Freedom Unite has G rank. Other differences like that. But yeah, overall, good time with this. I'm looking forward to eventually completing this and defeating Amatsu. I got some Chi for that. So overall, I had a good time doing stuff with this game in terms of armor and stuff. I would like to do a little bit more with like armor mixing and like fashion hunting for that. I think there is some options for that too, but overall, just a good time for that. Next, we're going to be moving on to 3 Ultimates. This is one of the games, the 3DS games I have put several hundred hours into at this rate across multiple playthroughs. And it's just one of my favorites of the 3rd generation of Monster Hunter. So let's get right into it. This is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This is a game that I have put a lot of hours into. This was basically my gateway into the older Monster Hunter games, because I had started with 4 Ultimates back in like 2016. I had gone up from there 2 generations and Generations of Ultimate, and eventually into World. But somewhere along the way, I found this game for like $3 or $4 on the eShop, and I bought it digitally. And I have put so much time into this game. It is, whew, it is good. It is good. Yeah, no, well, 500 plus hours just in 3 Ultimate alone. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Yeah. I just recently got this game set up for the Uncle Jim Nintendo on my PC over here, so this is something that's I'm happy it works now, honestly. Yeah. But overall, I will say for this game in general too, it's a similar thing in terms of like armor set and stuff. It's a similar thing with Freedom Unite, in that because there's a G rank, there's intrinsically more armor options, and more potential for armor set like mixing and just fashion hunting, even too. And this game is no exception, especially because of Try's edition. I should have mentioned this earlier. Try's edition of talismans. I think they're pretty neat. It's darn shame how they're bugged in this game, so that if you get stuck with a cursed charm table, you will never be able to fully experience the peak of mixed set making in this game specifically. I could make a whole video on that too, on how you can literally just snipe for charms, even if you have a good table and stuff. Like the RNG for that stuff, you can actually control it to a certain extent. RNG manipulation for getting charms and stuff. It's not exact science, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It ended up getting me a couple different equipment sets that I still use frequently. So let's just go ahead and go through some of this stuff. This one is the gathering set I have. Has low rank leather, has G rank Arzuros. It has basically anything I could ever need for a just a general, like, hey, I need some charms from the volcano real quick. Let me just go ahead and hop in there, and I'm good. Next one is the set that I use for charm sniping specifically, because there is a method where you basically like start a timer and you save and you eat for Feline Explorer, and if you go on a specific quest in G rank and go to the hidden area because of Feline Explorer and mine up all the enduring charms and all the time-worn charms in as short a time as possible, and blow yourself up with bombs to like faint as quick as possible, but you can still get the charms and appraise them. You can get those charms and use them to guide yourself through the RNG of going through the charm table and seeing like where you landed for like the RNG for those charms and stuff, and you can like restart and kind of restart the process, like get the timing down a little bit better, like do this thing like a little bit better and a little bit more precise. It takes a while, but it's honestly a really funny rabbit hole to go down for an older Monster Hunter for like mixed set making and stuff too, because you can get some like really busted charms from doing that method to charm sniping. I think Team Darkside did a specific video on it. I believe there was another video on it. I am going to look it up right now. Who actually documented decent amounts on YouTube, at least for charm sniping in 3 Ultimate. It was Team Darkside, and then let's see, there was another person in specific I thought I saw. There's a YouTuber called Lord GS Lover who did stuff like 10 years ago, cataloging their sniped charms and stuff. I believe Shepard, one of the older content creators from Monster Hunter, or at least been around the longer one, did a guide to 3U charm table. Yeah, no, it's crazy to think about how precise you can get. Anyways, goodness, that was that set. There's this captured set that I have. Not the prettiest looker, but it has basically the equivalent of the portable third set that I had with Boss. Auto Tracker, Trapmaster, Capture Guru. This one doesn't have Focus or Mind's Eye, but it does have Evadix and Critical Eye, so I think it's a nice trade-off for that. It's not the best looking, but it's better than the alternative, I'd say. Let's see, we have the golden set, the Gold Rathy set. This was part of the reason that I wanted to go charm sniping, because I saw in Athena's armor set search that there was a way to get both weakness exploit and what was it? Weakness exploit and Challenger +1 on this, which would literally make this the best best armor set for just like farming for a drop, specific drop, like period. I mean, besides just the capture stuff. But yeah, just the general farming set. This would be the best, and it's just a full set. Goodness, so good times for that. Let's see. There's the this is leftover from my village hiring playthrough, where I basically just made this for, I think it was like Jade Bear Off. I don't know why I made it for Jade Bear Off, but it was nice. It looked nice. High rank, or the low rank versions and the high rank versions of the Rathian armor is just nice to me, and from 3rd and 4th generation at least. I farmed out the full low rank Helios armor because I thought it looked cool, and it has decent skills for being just a low rank armor. I mean, it has Challenger. I managed to slot in Spirits into this to make it Challenger +1, and it has Earplugs and Heartbreaker and Armor Attack 2. And then this one, this is just a Nebelsnarf set. I fudging love the Nebelsnarf G-Rank set. Like, aesthetically, it just checks so many boxes for me. I mean, I know it's just like a general, like, kind of military-esque set, but it has, like, the fact that it has this much drip, and it's off of a freaking Nibblesnarf, however you pronounce it. And then it's so good. It's so good. And then it lends itself pretty well to a early G-Rank Greatsword set, because it has Punish Draw, Quick Sheath. I, for whatever reason, when I was making this, I spec'd into Guard, and just made it a Gunlance set. I don't know why. But you could easily make this into a really good Greatsword set, which you'll see later on in 4 Ultimate and Generations Ultimate when I show off those. This one is just the gunner version of that. Also, I just kind of made it because it looks cool. And it freaking does! The Nebelsnarf Heavy Bowgun looks pretty cool too with this. I mean, it's got load up, it's got pierce, it got reload speed +2. Mostly pretty comfy gunner set. It doesn't do like a whole lot of damage, but I mean, when you're looking that good, does it really matter? This is the de facto Gunlance set that I have. Uragon Z is just like the Gunlance set in 3 Ultimate. There's no really getting around it a whole lot. Oh, funny thing, yeah. Just reminded me of something in Portable Thread too, because you can do like a really funny auto guard set with freaking Gunlance too. I need to get a set for that. Is what I need to get, because you can like auto guard, and it actually gives you guard points for freaking reloading your shells or just shooting shells in general too, for whatever reason. And I think it's kind of funny. They didn't bring it back for hardly anything since then, but I think it's kind of cool. Okay, this is part of what paid off for my charm sniping, because I was able to get a full bear out set, right? Which already looks super freaking cool on its own, especially with the Blizzarioth dual blades, literally my favorite dual blades. I'm sorry, I'm biased. But you got the full set of armor, right? And normally you would have, the way I ended up slotting this was you would get like evasion +1, constitution +2, and then stamina recovery down, along with the ice stack +2. With this, not only do I get the extra evasion, not only, well, I guess I still keep this, but I get sharpness +1 out of 2, which pairs really freaking well because it gives Greatest Ice Carvers extra white and purple, so that's more damage overall for that. And what this translates into, this is the perfect set for taking down Lucent Narcocoon, because it has really good ice weakness. The evasion just lets you dance around Lucent Narcocoon's like literally every attack, which is kind of funny. And then the ice attack and the Constitution are just like icing on the cake. It's just so good, so good. I sometimes, if I just want to do a little bit of 3 ultimate, just like going through and just warming up a bit, I will literally just boot it up and just hunting up Lucent Narga with this, just the hub version, because it's just a good time. It's a good fight, and with this set, it is just infinitely more fun, I would say. Okay, so then moving on, I have the Barioth Z, because I mean, it's awesome armor. I mean, skill-wise, maybe not as much, but I mean, it's got attack up M. It's got some nice utility skills with the stamina recovery, evade extender, quick sheath. I think it's pretty nice. Kind of a lot of different skills that don't really adhere to any single playstyle when you put them all together, but honestly, it's not too bad. And it looks super freaking cool too. I ended up making a drawing of this character somewhere around here. Literally just in this armor set minus the helmet, and it was just so good, so good. Love this set. And then the bane of my existence. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you what. Because most of the stuff that I have in 3 Ultimate is just full sets with some alterations and stuff. Some of the full sets in this game are like really freaking good. You can make mixed sets to kind of match them, but some of the full sets just offer some sets of skills that you just don't see anywhere else. The Wrath Soul Z is a prime example of that, because it has Critical Cry +2, attack up M, earplugs, and then I believe it has enough points in the full set to go for fencing. Yeah, Mind's Eye. So literally you cannot bounce off anything with this. Trouble is, in my hubris, I had overall, I think in my whole G-Rank escapades, I had maybe 3 Rathalos Mantles gotten overall. Maybe 2. I think it was 3, because 1 went into this longsword, just to make it better, because honestly it is pretty good at this point, because it's only 100 fire, but it's got natural purple, decent, or good raw, not too bad a looker, honestly. And then another mantle went into the Wrathsoul Z helmet, which has 3 slots. That's pretty good. It has Tackles 5. Because of the Jeb, but it has Expert, Hearing, Fencing. Pretty good helm. The last thing I need to complete this set is literally one more Rathalos Mantle. You would not, because we're drunk. Let's go through it. Wrathsoul Z. I have all the materials I need, and I will tell you what. I will just show you straight up. You can see in the bottom screen over here. I have slain, captured, and otherwise hunted. 45 plus 31. That is 76. Rathalos, Azure Wrath, and Silver across all of those. I've only gotten 3 mantles. I've gotten pretty decent drops overall of like a bunch of the other of a bunch of the other monsters and stuff. Like, I've got a couple of different drops from freaking Elder Dragons. Let me just show you real quick, because I mean, yeah, I got let's see, how many Lagias? 2 Lagia Sapphires. I got several Rathalos Rubies. I got 4 Rathian Mantles. Let's see what else. I have a couple, or I have an Ergon Ruby, the Deep Dragon Gem, Dark Dragon Gem, Earth Dragon Gem, Ghost Quartz is too rare. I got 2 Brachypaliums. I got a Durambolite, which is rare for Duramboros. I got 6 Zinogre Jaspers. I got a Sky Emerald, because why not? Let's see, I have Deviljho Gem. Sure. I have a 2 Azure Dragon Gems from friggin' high rank Elatrion. But for whatever reason, it just stopped giving me Rathalos Mantles. I still have no idea why to this day. I've made a bunch of the mix sets in this game, some of the mix sets in here, just to try and get one more mantle. I think, yeah, because like none of the other Azure Wrath sets need a mantle, just the helm, which I already have, and the legs. Yeah, and then this one is just a gunner version of that. It's pretty versatile. I don't really have a really good bowgun to really take advantage of it right now. Let's see, this one I deleted on my 3DS copy because I have 3DS save and then I have this save. They're pretty much the same except for this set got deleted because this is back when everyone was going after the Deviljho eating his own tail. So I had made a set that didn't have high-grade air plugs, unfortunately, but had Stamina Thief, Heartbreaker, and Weakness Exploit, and a Switch X that did exhaust damage. So my thought process was to try and like go into like the double Deviljho quest, just hack up the tails, see if I could exhaust damage. In theory, if it is possible, in 3U specifically, in theory this would be a decent build to go at it with, but I would have to have like multiple people, or otherwise just be like really freaking good at the game to even get close to getting any results, seeing anything with the Deviljho tail eating, which I think got confirmed recently. I don't want to say. And then I also have a actually somewhat fashionable anti-Genron set. It takes some parts from the Steel Aragon, which is really good for the just general artillery set, and then just slapped some bomb damage up and speed gathering on there to speed gather the cannonballs and the ballistae, for the dragon ship, which ended up being a pretty good bet for most of the iterations of Gen, except for Crystal. Hollow Genram. Hollow Genram, which is like the G-Ring subspecies of Genram, which is like a whole different level. Usually needs multiplayer to even come close to defeating it too. I might do it solo at some point, but not with this set. Okay, so then we get into mix set. This one's kind of a lie, because it's literally just a Strider set with a Deviljho waist. I mean, it looks pretty alright. But it's got the Carving Master, which lets you carve an extra time, which is really nice. Plus the Sharpness +1. And Guts is situational, but what you're really here for the set is just the Carving Master and Sharpness +1 being like really good utility. This one, this is a set that I actually used to, I believe it was with the with the Dragon Lance that I have. This is the set that I used to defeat Abyssal Legiacrus for the first time. Because Lance is really good underwater. Compared to some of the other weapons, which some of them have a good time underwater, some of them just kind of struggle. Lance is like the consistently, probably the best underwater weapon, or at least the puffiest in my experience. And this set, because Abyssal Lagi has a good dragon weakness, and this one doesn't have abysmal thunder resistance, I was able to get Dragon Attack, Razor Sharp. This is honestly a really good build in general too. But I used this one specifically for Abyssal Legiacrus, which was really good fight. Really fun fight. Just beating it for the first one. It was nice. This one, I built Lil Whack. It's a mix of Zinogre and the Silver Raft, and then Strider Legs. Kind of works together well, especially with the Zinogre Longsword. This was made to combat Goldrathi, so I could farm it for its armor, which ended up working out pretty well. And then just any other Thunder Weak monster. This one, I have like 2 or 3 mixed sets that are kind of the same thing, accomplish the same thing. This one is just regular level earplugs, regular level of challenger, but then it also has sharpness and weakness exploit, but it doesn't need any weapon slots. So it ends up being a really good all-purpose build. So pretty nice for that. This one is not a complete build yet. It's getting there, but it still needs I still need to upgrade the Greatsword because its G-Rig version is pretty good with sharpness +1 and a good hit and run build. This one is going to be focusing on crit draw, handcraft for sharpness +1, fast charge, and then getting that punish draw in there with the extra slots for this will be kind of what finishes that set together. But that is I forget what I have to farm for that Greatsword specifically, but that's a project for another time. This one was pretty interesting. It's a little bit awkward in terms of appearance, but basically is my dedicated Awaken set. Because there are some weapons, this happened in 4 Ultimate and Monster Hunter World as well, where some elements had like a hidden element, or a hidden status. Like in this case, in one case, the Giganox Hammer has hidden slime on it that you can use Awaken with. This one has hidden poison. And this one just has attack up and weakness exploit besides that. And it's not... It doesn't look bad, I guess. I'm just gassing on myself, but great. And then... Let's see, and my last set is probably my most efficient and, probably my most comfortable for speedruns and stuff, if I were ever to go into that. Because this thing is a beast. It has one of the best raw switch axes in the game, the Lucent Arga. Yeah, excuse me. It's fashionable enough that I can actually get away with calling this like a decent fashion build, especially since it matches well with the Lucent Arga switch axe. I know it's just silver and azure wrath parts mixed together with the Devil Joe waist, but it has Challenger +2, really good earplugs, which is crazy good for stuff like Rathian, Wrathloss, just those base wyverns with good head weak points too. Razor Sharp, really good for especially for spamming Wild Strikes, which is basically the chop, 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 as long as you have stamina with the switch axe. And then the Critical Eye is just the cherry on top of that. But yeah, no, it is probably my best mix set in terms of just damage alone. Because I've been able to almost stun lock and defeat Arathian with this without it leaving the area at all. I got really close a couple times, but it's just you have to kind of get lucky with some of it. But yeah, that is, goodness gracious, that is all my mixed sets that I have right now for 3 Ultimate. I have a lot of different equipment for this game too. But yeah, this game I have put a good chunk of hours into. Because it was on my 3DS, and it was a really good experience for me just kind of getting back into those older generations like 3 and before. Like, this was my gateway into learning more about Monster Hunter's history, like where its roots were, and And honestly, I am so happy I got into that side of Monster Hunter through this, because if I would have gone cold turkey into like freaking Monster Hunter 1 or something straight from this, straight from like World or 4U or something, I don't think I would have enjoyed the series as much as I do now. Oh, yeah, no, this is such a good game. This is such a good game. I would be more than happy seeing about getting some online stuff with this figured out, if there even is still capacity for private servers. I think there is. At least private local multiplayer for that. But yeah, so yeah, this is a good game. This is a good game. I would, if you can get your hands on it at all these days, just go for it, please. I promise you, you'll enjoy at least one part of it. It's just a good game. It's just a good game. With that being said, I am debating whether or not I want to do next. 4U's gonna be next, obviously. But it is currently 1 in the morning. I've been doing this already for what? Like 3 hours now? More if you count the setup. I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight, and then if I get a sec tomorrow or Sunday, I'll go ahead and pick it back up. But honestly, yeah, no, I'm going to need a lot of time to go into 4U specifically, because that game is just such a mammoth of a game in like so many different aspects, and in like armor sets in particular. That game was made for me when it came to that. Like, I know it was my first game, so there's definitely bias there, but like, that game was like made from when it comes to like just all the different customizability, all the different mix sets, all the different fashion sets, all the different DLC, like the goofy sets, the really cool like edgy sets you can make, all the different variety, all the hours that you could put into that, to even just the base armors, and then you don't even get me started on the relic system and stuff. I will go into just an hour-long rant on that alone. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need another night for you specifically, because we're only 3 generations in. We're pretty much halfway through all my Monster Hunter games. This is gonna be more than 2 hours, all in total. But yeah. When I get a sec, I'm going to be doing 4U next. It's going to be a great time. And can't wait to dig my claws into that too. So we'll see where that goes then.